dage chinso kebe sonam dola benjir sanje dubara sho sanje choda soge chon chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage chinso kebe sonam ge dola benjir sanje dubara sho sanje choda soge chonam la chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage chinso kebe sonam dola benjir sanje dubara sho. I go for refuge and enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha advent all sentient beings. I go for refuge and enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha advent all sentient beings. I go for refuge and enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha advent for all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo evam vate mahashramanaye swaha. Okay. I will first complete with this text where we left last time. I think on page verse number 23 done, not done. 24 done. Okay, we are on verse number 25. Okay, so basically all these practices now from here, the six perfections, the practice of the six perfections. So as when we're reading the Heart Sutra, 3 points not to miss when we read Heart Sutra. The first point is the question asked by Shariputra to Avalokiteshvara, and second one is response given by Avalokiteshvara to Shariputra. Number 3, the benefit of the practice, if we get benefit of practicing what Avalokiteshvara taught in response to a question by Avalokiteshvara, the Shariputra. So there, the question asked is, how should the child of the lineage practice the profession of wisdom? Child of the lineage here refers to somebody who wants to be a part of the Buddha's lineage. For example, in the olden times, we talk about the king's lineage. As a young prince, little boy, it's considered very important, considering that this child is going to be the future king. Likewise, each one of us, we can become the lineage holder of the best of the lineages. That is the lineage of the Buddhas. The lineage of Buddhas is way, 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 way more superior in comparison with the lineage of the kings. So anybody who makes the commitment, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, automatically you become the lineage holder of this precious lineage. Now, you as being the one who made this commitment that may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, may the diamond inside me be awakened, be manifested fully. As you made this commitment, you should do something to make it come out. So In Heart Sutra, Avalokiteshvara taught how to see the reality, that find all our problems, any problem that you might have. For example, like our laziness is a major problem with all of us. And they likewise say alcoholism, likewise the loneliness, likewise sadness, sometimes anger, and all these mental emotions, they're all because of the ignorance. And the true nature of mind is so pure. It's not at all tainted by these imperfections. And so anybody who realizes that you have the Buddha nature, zero perfection within you, anybody who realizes that and then wanting to make it come out, so that all what we are doing is supposed to prevent our miseries, supposed to expand our happiness. All the efforts that we invest in doing so, the wise people will invest inside to remove the mental defilements, so that you experience, for example, like we try to take sides, we try to say, for example, you take the sides of family members, fight against others. So this is to seek some kind of, let's say, that you win the situation, and the victory is when you win over our own mental defilements. So when you win over that, this is amazing. Look at the Buddha, when Devadatta, the Buddha's own cousin, when he sent a mad elephant against the Buddha, and all the monks, they were just running for their lives. And the Buddha said, all the monks, don't run. Stay where you are. And Buddha straight away went to the mad elephant, crazy elephant. So look, when the Buddha's mind is tamed, then the power of this, the compassion. If the elephant subdued, crazy elephant, mad elephant, simply subdued, and the Buddha calmed him down, and then he subdued. Otherwise, he was just creating the havoc, damage to everyone, killing everybody. Now that is calmed because of the effect of the Buddha's transformation. So likewise, when each one of us, we are transformed, we have the capacity to transform others. This is so precious. So with this, the full transformation is known as Buddhahood. May I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. When you say Buddhahood, it doesn't mean Buddhism. It simply means Buddha in Sanskrit is a Sanskrit word. It means awakened state. May I be awakened from the darkness of ignorance inside. So when that is managed, of course it's not that easy to awaken. To be awakened is not easy. But if you put effort in this, then somebody who's otherwise extremely short-tempered, temper disappears. Extremely selfish, the selfishness disappears. Extremely lazy, and lazy people, one of the greatest marks of lazy people is that, okay, you have some practice to do, some studies to do, sitting for UPSC exam and so forth. Oh, I will do it after 1 hour, after 2 hours. For drink, right now. So the bad things, you just want to do right now. For the good things, you want to delay. This is laziness. So where you want to extend the benefit to other people, oh yeah, they will take care of themselves. Why should I? I don't have capacity. Whereas you are involved in fighting with other people, you come in the front. So this is a form of laziness. So all this laziness, they are not your true nature. Your true nature is so beautiful. So we need to get rid of these. How to get rid of this? It's not like talking. Somebody says, hey, get rid of these bad habits. Your true nature is so beautiful. It will not help us to do that. If that is the case, then when the Buddha taught, commit no evils, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. So these 2 lines should be enough. But the Buddha added the 3rd one. How to do that? The question arises. How not to commit evil so that I will not suffer? How to engage in virtue so that I'll have the maximum happiness? How to do that? Tame your mind, the Buddha said. Commit no evils. Accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Tame your mind. So how to tame the mind? This is where the Buddha Shariputra asked the Avalokiteshvara, how should child of a lineage practice their professional wisdom? Tame the mind to get rid of the ignorance. To get rid of the ignorance, you have to practice wisdom. How should we practice wisdom? So this wisdom is the main thing that we need to learn to look for temporary solution and the ultimate solution. And meanwhile, the other thing, for example, like preparing a very sharp eggs, but if the motivation is limited, if the motivation is so less, then you would not have the motivation to pick these eggs up to cut the poisonous tree. So although the wisdom is amazing, it requires incredible motivation of the bodhicitta, compassion. So compassion, this will drive us into all other practices. For example, let's say that so there is need of some help. You have to donate 10 rupees. That's very easy. You have to donate 1,000 rupees. Are you sure? Yes, it's very important. Okay, 10,000 rupees, no way. 1 lakh rupees, no way. You're getting it? Look. So as the gravity of the good things that you have to do, it increases, then our mind will shrink. That is our limitation. But this is not your true nature. So the point is that how to practice the generosity. For example, doing bad things is so easy. Doing good things is so difficult. Right? For example, doing bad things, our mind works so fast. How many agree with me, sense? Doing bad things, our mind works so fast. Say, somebody says, you step it, and in your mind, 10 things come to your mind to attack. Right? 10 things come to your mind to attack the other person. But with good things, I say 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, your mind shuts down. And you blame me. You said you fast. You're getting it? So for the good things, your mind simply shuts down. For the bad things, your mind is so active. This is where we need to reverse it. This is not the training is required. This is known as the training of the discipline. Where, let's say, early morning, these young nuns, they get up at 4:30, and some of us get up at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 noon sometimes 1 p.m. Haha. 2 p.m. Oh, maybe sometimes 2 p.m. Oh, it's 2 a.m. They sleep again. Then 3 a.m. His Holiness, I'm always up, and you are getting up 24 hours later after His Holiness. You getting it? So this is where we lack the discipline. Without the discipline, nothing works. Discipline. Then the next is the patience. When you do good things, for example, say stopping bad habits, any bad habits like laziness, alcoholism, or non-vegetarian, any bad habits that we have, to stop them is not that easy. When to stop them, there's always a friction arising. When the friction arises, you should be patient. You should build a sense of resilience. This is next. Generosity, ethical discipline, patience, and enthusiasm. To do good things, there should be joy. We are the other way around. To do bad things, our mind is so excited. To do good things, still I have 5 minutes, right? And then 5 minutes gone. Why not we'll do it after 10 minutes? Just delay. With the bad things, we jump. One time, it was in Assam, and the group of, there's one small center, Buddhist center, Tibetan, what is that? Organiser center. They invited me to give a teaching, series of teachings there. And the number of the audience is so small, is about like maybe maximum 20, 22, 23. Then from the teaching site center, then they were taking me back to the place where I was put up. And then on the way, I saw a huge building where there are hundreds and thousands of cars and the motorbikes parked. Then I told my friends that, oh, there must be a very big Buddhist center here. And said, no, there's no Buddhist center at all. No, I saw that. It must be a very big center. I said, no, there's no Buddhist center. And said, no, I've seen, there's so many hundreds of thousands of cars parked here. So many motorbikes parked here. They said, Geshe, no, where? To your left side. They said, no, this shopping mall. Then I know that. I was just, in a way, I'm giving what do you call it? What's the English word? Not sarcastic. What is the English word? This English word says what is that? This one English word. You say something in a different way. Not metaphor. It's like irony. There's some another word there. Huh? Not metaphors. Okay, it doesn't matter. Huh? No, no, no. Okay. Oh, this beautiful English word is there. It doesn't matter. So what I'm saying is that this is low, for shopping, for drinking, for the parties. The capacity is only for 100 people, 200 people will come. For such teachings, capacity for the 100 people, 20 people come. And then you have to bring the 14 anilas to add to the number. You're getting it. And 14 anilas, they're amazing. They're so vibrant, lucky. They're so vibrant, right? They're so attentive. They're learning all this word, maximalist redundancy. Then minimalist inadequacy. They're learning all these things with so much enthusiasm. That's amazing. That keeps me moving. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, say, generosity, ethical discipline, patience, enthusiasm, doing good things with joy, doing bad things with laziness should be with bad things, not with good things. Laziness with bad things is not laziness. This is wise. Laziness with good things is unwise. Then the meditate concentration. Okay, in short, it is how to manage your emotions. One is a matter of managing your emotions. Look at His Holiness. You won't believe how His Holiness, the Dalmas mind, is extremely trained. You won't believe that there are thousands of people in the auditorium. Thousands, 20,000, sometimes 30,000 in the auditorium, not the park. In the park, lakhs of people in the auditorium. Then he would just take a glance like this, from there, like this. Like this. Once or twice, done. Everybody's in his eyes already. You've seen that. And you mention something, he says, yes, I saw this person there, and there. This is how trained his mind is. So our mind, we see like this, and we don't see nothing. We don't see anything. There's people there. That's it. So this is so gross. His own mind is so subtle. Okay. So how is a matter of managing our mind? Our mind, the true nature of mind, is as beautiful as the mind of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, but it requires training. So it's like the diamond. Throw in the garbage, and the diamond in the showroom. So diamond in the garbage is as equally precious as the diamond in the showroom, but it requires to be picked up, clean this up, and put it in the showroom. It becomes a showroom diamond. Each one of us may have the capacity to become Buddhas. Okay, so with this mind, primarily there are three ways to manage your emotions. One is where we build this stability of mind, which is known as a shamatha meditation. The first is the shamatha meditation. This anybody can do in secular context as well. Shamatha meditation. First, just to stabilize your mind. Number two is the universal compassion, the practice of universal compassion. I did mention this earlier. The universal compassion, the practice of the universal compassion. And number three is the practice of the cognitive transformation. Cognitive transformation. Cognitive transformation practice. So these are three primary practices to manage emotions. So I'm going to finish this text, and then we will elaborate a little bit more. We have now at this session, at the next the afternoon session, and then after that we'll conclude with the short thought offering practice. Okay, so and these three practices we will touch later on after this. So, as Bodhisattva, as Avalokiteshvara responded, how to practice the wisdom of emptiness. Meanwhile, we also need to practice the six perfections. What are the six perfections? Perfection of generosity, perfection of ethical discipline, perfection of patience, perfection of enthusiasm, perfection of meditative concentration, and perfection of wisdom. Okay, let me say this once more. Perfection of generosity, jimba. Jimba, the first one. Generosity, Generosity, generosity. Perfection generosity. Number two, the perfection of ethical discipline. Ethical discipline, ETHICAL, ethical discipline. Number two, patience, perfection of patience. Number three, perfection of number four, perfection of enthusiasm or enthusiasm slash joyous effort. Joyous effort, enthusiasm, ENTHUSIASM, enthusiasm. Then perfection of meditative concentration, and then finally the perfection of wisdom. And there are four additional perfections. You want or you don't want? Four additional perfections are there. You want, not want? Huh? You want or not want? There are six perfections plus four. Four, you want it. Usually people just talk about six perfections. Parjintu. You want or you don't want? Want. Okay. Okay, first let me say this six in Tibetan. First is Jimba. Number two is Sultim. Number three is Supa. Number four is Chundu. Number five, Samden. Number six, Sherab. Very good. Jimba, Chultim, Supa, Chundu, Samden, Sherab. Now the four. The next set of four is skillfulness. Skillfulness in Tibetan, Tabke. Skillfulness, Tabke. Next is aspirational prayers. Aspirational prayers. Munlam. Munlam. Aspirational prayers. Number three is power. 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 Number three in Tibetan, top. Tibetan, top. Sadatan top. And then finally, Geshe. In Tibetan, Geshe, and in English, primordial wisdom. Primordial wisdom. Primordial wisdom. Okay, total there are 10 perfections. Usually people talk about the 6 perfections. And I'm sure you have questions. Why is 6 and 4 these were split apart? There all these questions will come. So if you're interested, I'll be happy to deal with them. So the idea is that Avalokiteshvara responded to Shariputra by saying that to follow the Buddha's path or the Buddha's lineage, you have to practice the 6 perfections, particularly the wisdom. So that the wisdom was taught in detail by Avalokiteshvara. So from here, verse number 25 down, we are reading the other perfections. Okay, the first now 24, page 24. And where are we in the small booklet? Where is it? Page number 98 or 99? Okay, 99, verse number 25. Page number 99, verse number 25. If those who aspire to enlightenment willingly give up their bodies, what need is there to mention material objects? So we talk about the generosity, the perfection of generosity. So that somebody who wants to become Buddha, you should be eager to learn to practice generosity. Generosity, for example, said Bodhisattvas, they are ready to give their bodies for the sentient beings. For example, if you go to Nepal, the border area, Tawang region, how many of you went there? Tawang region, where the Buddha, as they say in one of the former lives, as a young prince, he sacrificed his body to feed the hungry tigress, who is otherwise about to eat her own cubs. So, if the Bodhisattvas give their own body, what is the need for them to give of their what I mentioned of having to give the material objects? So in other words, generosity is encouraged. What need is there to mention material objects, therefore with no hope of reward or benefit. And when you engage in these generosities, it's so important for us not to engage in these actions with the expectation in return. Let me say this once more. When we do engage in this act of generosity, helping others and so forth, it should be done so without expectation in return. But generally nowadays, wherever say, oh, I like to donate something, can my main name be there, and so forth. These are not actually good ideas, because the generosity it makes you accumulate so much of merit. Meanwhile, that merit is minimized because of expectation return. So, because the expectation return is rooted to the selfishness. Whereas, what do we do? And selfishness is what attracts miseries. So therefore, to engage in generosity without expectation return is a bodhisattva's practice. Therefore, with no hope of reward, expectation, or benefit, to give with generosity is a practice of a bodhisattva. So it is good in our own capacity, in whatever capacity that you have, to be of some benefit by giving something to other people. That's an amazing, great practice. So, for example, like say, some people may not have anything, but you may have, let's say, extra pencil, and somebody wants the pencil, you give it. So just practice this, because we have to practice. We have to practice. And then otherwise we think, okay, no, what will help? In what way this give one pencil will help? Now, I don't have thousand rupees, and then the small things will not help. So therefore, I don't do anything. This is very harmful to us. We have to practice giving. And the Tibetan great masters, they say that when practicing giving, say some people can be extremely stingy. We shared the story last time that the person who found a huge treasure, a massive treasure, said that I'm going to give this to the poorest person. And to whom did he give? To the king. And why? Everybody asked him, why do you give it to the king? He's the richest person. He said, rich and poor is not determined by how much you have. It's about how your mind craves. If the mind keeps craving for more and more, you're poor. Poor people crave for more. So the craving is the most. Not all the kings, but this particular king is the one with the greatest craving. So there's a biggest of the gap. Vacuum left. Vacuum means to be filled. So there's so much vacuum left. He's so poor. So the Tibetan great masters, they give the example metaphor of, say, if you're too stingy, you can't even give 1 rupee to somebody else. So look at the small children, like 1 year old, 2 years old, 3-year-old children. These children, some of them, they're so good at giving things, sharing things. You notice that? Some of them, you give a child one chocolate, he or she will split it into two, and one give to somebody else, her brother, her sister, whatever. And some people, whatever you get, 3, you all keep 3. Small children, some of them do like this, because in the past life they did not practice generosity. So you keep 3, and then you ask, no, share one with your brother, you share one with your sister. No. This is what you brought from your past life. Whereas some, even without being asked, they would share. It's so touching. Once I remember, I gave something to a boy, little boy, and he's asking for the second one. I said, why, you already got it? He said that this is for my sister. It's so beautiful. Think of your sister. Think of your brother. They're so precious. So if you don't have this tendency to give to others, but we should be very practical. See, the Buddha's teaching is grounded on practicality. It should be very practical. Say, if I have like 10,000 rupees, and there's need of somebody who's in need of 10,000 rupees. Oh, I learned from this. And therefore, with no hope of reward or benefit, to give with generosity, practice bodhisattva, I have to give, and then give 10,000 rupees. Now I'm left with 0. So then, gradually, I started to feel hungry. And then I am near the shop. Hey, sir, can you give me some bread? Where's money? Right? I don't have money. Then you cannot come. Then what do you feel? Oh, I regret I've given everything. Right? I regret. So we should be very practical. How much you can give without regret? The Buddha taught, be very practical. Don't be overly excited. Do things which is within the range of your capacity. Say, for example, if you can give like out of 20,000 that you have, if you can give like, say, 1,000 without any sense of regret. Later, say, if you need like 20,000, now you have 1,000 less. And still, you don't have any sense of regret. That is amazing. Where there's a possibility for you to feel regret, then do things which would not give you regret. Even the virtues, do those things, for example, like generosity, say giving your kidney, donating a kidney, and donating what? The blood and so forth. The Buddha is extremely particular. Blood is easier. Blood is easier. But of course, once you donate the blood, then you have to make sure that they eat the supplements and the nutritious food. But for you donate the kidney, and the hospital should be extremely standard to make sure that you are not damaged and others are not damaged. We should be really very careful that the chosen hospital should be also very standard and so forth. And then the Buddha say, after giving the kidney, and say if your mind changes, oh, I regret having given the kidney. If this is the situation, Buddha encourage you, don't do it. Don't do it. But you can do it mentally, but don't do it physically. Whereas if you give and you would have no regret, then you give it, the merit accumulation is enormous. So these are the practicalities. In other words, following the Buddha's teaching, we should learn how to be very practical. Okay. The next is the discipline. Number 26. If lack of discipline prevents you from benefiting yourself, then your wish to benefit others is just a joke. The discipline, say for example, okay, we all will come in the morning at what o'clock? 6 or 4:45? 5:45. 5:45. Okay, then we try to be here at the right time. So likewise, say the Tibetan programs in Delhi, when you organize Tibetan programs, the chief guests, other guests, they come, not come, the audience come, no come. I said, if it is 5 o'clock, start it. Shut sharp at 5. Not before, not after. We have to learn we have to pick up the discipline. We need to train the discipline. 5 minutes, 5 sharp, and the chief guest cannot come for whatever reason. We explain it, but if you want to extend it, if the chief guest is somebody who is very important, at the same time that the chief guest, for some important reasons, he or she got stuck there, then you announce, tell the audience, they're waiting. Tell the audience that we are sorry, we have to conduct the program in 10 minutes later for the reason that our chief guest got stuck there. This reason, explain it to the audience. So, discipline is so important. So, for example, let's say that good things. For example, like say staying away from the 10 non-virtues. Staying away from 10 non-virtues. Make it as a discipline. No killing. No killing involves for indirect killing also. Indirect killing, for example, like being non-vegetarian. And being non-vegetarian, again, within that, there are so many layers. So some, they would say that, okay, I will not eat chicken. But others, I cannot really stop non-veg food altogether. Even that, you have taken a step. This is amazing, so precious. You've taken some step. And some people say that on the auspicious days, I don't take non-veg. On the other days, I cannot stay vegetarian. So on the auspicious days, I am vegetarian. Even that is amazing. You have taken a step. And some people, they said, Geshe, I'm very sorry, I can't be vegetarian at all. But I really appreciate people who are vegetarian. Even that's amazing. You appreciate somebody else being vegetarian. So what I'm saying is that in your own capacity, whatever you can, they take steps to engage in virtues. That is known as discipline. This is so precious. And particularly when you make some promises. For example, let's say that, okay, let's say that, okay, last time I made the promise to Tenzin Jula. Ajay, that from my side, me, not only me, but me and my friends, just to see how much you're doing for the community, selflessly working for the community. We are so moved in appreciation of this. I'd like to offer 5 lakh rupees from me and my friends. So when I made the commitment, make sure it happens. It's not just, oh, I to say, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do this, make so many promises, and finally, in reality, nothing happens. This is lack of discipline, integrity, lack of integrity. So once you say something, you have to do it. This is so important. This is something we need to learn how to apply what you say, what you commit to yourself, and not to just make it as words, but keep it in the implementation. That should be very important. Okay. 26. If lack of discipline prevents you from benefiting yourself, then your wish to benefit others is just a joke. Therefore, to observe discipline of refraining harming from others, 3 kinds of disciplines are there. 3 kinds of disciplines are taught. Number 1, refraining from negativities. 3 kinds of discipline taught. First one is refraining from negativities. Number 2, the first, discipline of refraining from negativities. Number 2, the discipline of gathering virtues. Discipline of, the first one, discipline of refraining. R-E-F-R-A-I-N-I-N-G. Refraining from negativities. Maybe this is the you have to help your student. Yes, then Setana is looking for, where's my teacher? Right. Okay, then Setana, he'll help you. Oh, then sir, you have 2 teachers, Sharmilaji and Tenzul both. She's very lucky. Or sometimes Sharmilaji given the paper. Sometimes your other teachers given the, or very lucky, then Setana. Okay, what are we talking about? 3 kinds of discipline. First one is discipline of refraining from negativities, which means discipline of refraining from negativities or refraining from non-virtues. 1. Number 2, the discipline of gathering virtues. Discipline of gathering virtues. Number 3, discipline of engaging in the welfare of others. Engaging in others' welfare. Discipline of engaging in others' welfare. Those people who are disciplined, these are the people who will grow. This is so important. Those people who are disciplined, they will grow. But discipline, there are various kinds. Oh, I'm disciplined not to drink, not to go for the drugs. Just limit yourself to this. It may grow to some extent, then it will not grow anymore. But if you consider these 3 disciplines, discipline of refraining from any non-virtues. So if you look at our life, we see that, okay, first, when we were a little boy or girl, age 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they cause trouble to our parents. I want this, I want chocolate, I want teddy bear, and so forth. And the parents, they cannot afford. And then they say, oh, if your parents can afford, then parents buy those people who some they cannot even afford teddy bear. And then you force, oh, look at other children, they have the teddy bear. My mom is not buying teddy bear. And the mom, whatever little saving that she has, she buys teddy bear for you. And those whose parents can afford, you ask for 2 teddy bears. And those who can afford 2 teddy bears, you ask for 3 teddy bears. It never ends. And finally, the parents, they become so desperate, so heavy heart, cannot afford all these things. At the same time, it doesn't want to see that you are unhappy. So the parents go through the pains. We are creating these pains when unknowingly. And then we grow age 16, 17, 18, the parents go to buy you are actually in a nightclub, or you are with your friends. Your friends for just like drinking or something, whatever. And you say, Mom, I'm in the classroom. You're not in the classroom. You're just gossiping, hanging around with your friends. And then again, after 10 minutes, mother goes, but your class is over by now. It's already 5. Mom, please don't disturb us. We are doing the homework with my classmates. You actually what homework? Drinking homework. What homework? Just hanging around homework. Right? So this is how we torture our parents. And then finally, and then you grow a little older, then all your classmates, they're already getting job, and you are not getting a job, and you are in so much tension. Or they're the parents, they can see that tension in you. Again, the parents suffer. And because that you feel so suffocated, the parents said, "What do you look at your friend? Mom, you're always saying like this." Then you make your mom unhappy. You're getting it? And then sometimes from outside, then you come home, your mother is so worried about you. Mother says, "Oh, my daughter, my son, you'll have a cup of tea." What cup of tea? There's no coffee. There's no juice. There's no cold coffee. Only tea, tea, tea. What is tea? Right? Look, this is how we torture parents. It's so accumulates so much of negativities. So now the point is that that we need to make sure that the one refrain from harming others. The first thing that we do is learn how to make your parents happy. One. The first thing that we do is learn how to make your parents happy. And parents happy, there are two ways of making parents happy. One, if the parents are so immature, if the parents are so immature, immature meaning so who are not sensible parents. If you give what that black dog, many people they don't know what is black dog. Domala, you know black dog? What is black dog? Whiskey. You're getting it? Okay, the nuns. You don't know. Right? Makran doesn't know that. Makran is always on one thing, right? He's looking for the love. He's not looking for the black dog, right? So those who got what Makran is seeking, then they will look for the next thing, black dog. You're getting it? So look, say say you give black dog to your dad is so happy. This is a very immature parents. Very immature parents. You give black dog to your mom is so happy. This is immature mother. You getting it? Who are the matured mother? Who are the matured parents? They are those people you become so gentle, kind. And your friends, they're going to drinks and you don't touch the drink. Your parents here, they are so happy, proud of you. This is the greatest gift. You're getting it? This is the greatest gift. So, to make your parents happy, I mean the mature parents, sensible parents. If you know how to make them happy, then your life will be automatically very successful. So simply because that you don't succeed in life, and then you impose this on your parents, make your parents unhappy, always fighting with the parents, complaining, showing anger. So this is where we don't know. We don't have the discipline not to harm others. The first one is the discipline of refraining from negativities, harming others. This one. Then number 2, finally refraining from harming others. Why should we do that? Why? Don't force yourself to do things. Why should I stop harming others? Because harming others attracts miseries on me. I don't want miseries. If I don't want miseries, don't engage in harming others. If you don't want to end up into, say for example, drinking, sometimes you end up into the ditch. Yes, drink and you intoxicated, you fall into the ditch. If you don't want to fall in the ditch, don't drink. You agree? So therefore, say if you don't want this something, then that something comes with being through causes. Stop the cause. So therefore, if your miseries, they come from harming others as a cause, stop harming others. This is the first discipline. Number 2, what is the number 2? The discipline of gathering virtues. You want happiness. Happiness is a result of virtues. So gather virtues, not for others, for yourself, for your own happiness. Gather virtues as much as possible. Make it your habit to engage in virtues. For example, you meet somebody right? Some people, they're so good at it. You say, a new person comes. The eyes are so fast. Look like this. What is this? The person scanned you already. What clothes you have? What clothes? Is there any brand watch or golden bracelet, or Gucci belt, Gucci dress, Gucci shoes? What shoes? Scanned so fast. In few seconds, scanned. You getting it? So this is immature person. So whereas, say, the wise people will not scan. Say, will meet with a person, talk. From the conversation, you can see that person is very mature, very cultured, very educated, very compassionate. Sometimes can be very mature, extremely educated, may not be too compassionate. Sometimes can be extremely compassionate, may not be too educated. Sometimes very educated plus very compassionate. You can see all these things. These are the wise people's way of scanning somebody. You getting it? You have to scan somebody to see the good qualities of the person, not what the person's wearing, Gucci, Chanel, what bag. What bag is it, is Chanel or Gucci or what? Louis Vuitton, right? So instead of that, scan the person with what good qualities the person has. This is so important. So we gather the virtues. Get the virtues as much as possible. For example, like say last time this were mentioned, the virtues like, for example, even when you are cooking food, you boil the vegetables or you boil the noodles, and then hot water, you drain it. You drain it directly in the sink. Hot water. If somebody drains the water on your body will just be burned. And these tiny insects, you put it there, all these tiny worms, insects, millions of insects, they're all going to be killed. So be mindful of these. Practice virtues. Practice virtues. Make sure that you remember this on the spot. Okay, you're about to drain this hot water in the sink. Oh, no. So many worms will be killed. I should not do this. Keep it there. And if you don't have any extra utensils, then add extra water, cold water, make it lukewarm, and then drain it. If you have time, if you have extra containers, keep it there. Why should we waste water also? Don't waste water. And keep it there and let it cool down. Once cool down, then you can drain it. And then walking. Just don't walk looking at the ground, not looking at the ground, like this. So many worms, ants, and it can be killed. Even when you walk, just make sure that while you're talking to somebody, but your eyes are on the ground to see that no tiny poor animals are killed on the way. These are the mindfulness. These are real practice. These people the likelihood that these people will end up into drugs, end up into alcoholism, these things will be very remote. This will not happen. For these people. They're only concerned about others. They're not obsessively concerned about yourself. So all these drinks, only drinks and so forth, drugs, and then torturing your parents, extracting money from the parents, these things are all because of the selfishness. When this opposite of selfishness, the antidote to selfishness is your compassion. These are practice of compassion. With the compassion, your compassion grows. When the compassion grows, all the destructive, negative actions related to selfishness, they will be subside. I remember His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I was so amazed. His Holiness made a statement. I never saw this in scriptures, in the books. I've never seen that. His Holiness said, if you practice bodhicitta, if you could feel a bodhicitta to some extent, the gross afflictions like harming others, this will not really arise. I was so fascinated. We can never see this. Same with the practice of compassion. If compassion is quite intense, then we see that the harming others, afflictions, they will not arise within the individual. That's an amazing statement. It's all His Holiness' own experience. It's amazing. So with this in mind, the say generosity of gathering virtues, always being mindful of engaging in virtues. Number three, what is number three? The discipline of engaging in the welfare of others. Finally, always think of others. Always think of others. Right? So, say for example, say the in a way, I would say that the Tawang, the Arunachal, the Tawang, and Tibetans, Bhutanese. So we all have a beautiful culture, culture of sharing. Whatever little thing that we have, right? For example, okay, it's break time, and then people go with their own bags. In the bag, you have your apples, and then say there are many people around you, and then you take out the apple and you eat it yourself. This is not what Tawang people do. You have the culture of sharing, right? So if you have apples, see if there are many more apples. If not, maybe keep it for the time. If you have a knife, cut it in pieces and share. Likewise, say this is amazing. This is a culture of sharing, where you are thinking of others. It's amazing. For example, Losar here. Losar was always hiding. Since day one, he was helping us. He was hiding. And today also he was hiding. So, Losar, just look at him. Amazing. This is the culture of Mentawang. This beautiful culture. Say, day one, just see my friend, the Dorji there, and our here. There's Lumla, and who else? And Andejanla. So we are there, and he was from the moment he came to receive us at the airport. From that point till he dropped us here, his mind was always about how to make day travel comfortable. And he was driving all the way from there, driving, and he was oh, I'm tired. No, not at all. He was only thinking about how to make this stay comfortable, where to stay, Geshe, so this will take this much of time. What do you prefer? Always think about others. This is the culture of Mentawang. Let's not forget it. It's amazing. Just amazing. So these people, if you really inherit this quality, compassion, sharing, the culture of sharing, culture of engaging well for others. No doubt these people, when they practice bodhicitta, you will swiftly go through gate, para, samgate, bodhisvaha. Right? So generally we keep reciting these mantras. But some people, they actually tread on the path. Gate, they actually in the mantra. We are outside the mantra. We recite the mantra. So some people, they go into the mantra. Then actually they tread on this path and reach to enlightenment. So look at Ajit, what she's doing, whole her family, what they're doing. And look at Chola, the Losar is amazing, very, very inspiring. So I know that there are many of you here extremely doing things. For example, Anila's here. I'm so glad to see these young Anilas, because these Anilas and me, we are all like students of the same teacher. Which teacher? Venerable Geshe amazing, great teacher. We are all the students of the same teacher. So why we are meeting all these students, me and my other students of the same teacher? How we are meeting here? Because of Ajahn and Losar and Sanjala. So what I'm saying is that we try our best, but in your own capacity, how to be of service to others. It's not necessary that we all have to do one thing, that we have to start big schools, big universities. Not necessary. In your own capacity, whatever can be done. For example, like just going out, see, poor animals on the road, poor insects on the road, make sure that they're not, they're not treaded upon. They're kept on a safe place, and then there's some poor dog, you can give something to eat if you have. And then say some other people who Just see how much you can support them, and then think of the education of others. Talk something positive. These are extremely important way to engage in the welfare of others. Okay, these are three disciplines. So with this, it says, if lack of discipline prevents you from benefiting yourself, then your wish to benefit others is just a joke. They have to observe discipline, or the three kinds of discipline, with no longing for worldly existence is the practice of a bodhisattva. Worldly existence meaning, if I observe these disciplines, then in my future lifetimes, in the world, in the samsaric world, in the next life, I'll have a very nice body. Yes, if you observe disciplines well, it says that you will have a very appealing physical, the physical, the outlook, physical presence, the radiance, the glow. All these things will happen because of the practice of discipline and the practice of the patience. These good qualities will come to you. But if you expect this and then engage in the discipline and the patience, the benefit will be much less. Whereas the practice of bodhisattva is without regard to what you're going to obtain after that, but simply valuing the practice of discipline. So that concern should be the main priority. 27. 27 is the practice of patience. Particularly when we do good things, we are bound to face with challenges when doing good things. For example, like here, the young girl, Lumla, just 22 years old, and she's running an NGO, greatly inspiring. But when we engage in such endeavors, helping others, we are bound to meet with difficulties and challenges. And then since that you are connected with Achitinjala and Chola Losanla, when you do encounter with such challenges, make sure that you don't give up. Giving up is the easiest, but with the least of the benefit. Instead, build your willpower, build the resilience, the power of the resilience, willpower. How? Seek advice from the seniors, like Achitin Chola, Chola Lupsanla, how they would manage. Okay, I'm meeting with these challenges, difficulties, so what should I do? Achitin Chola, you call her Anitin Chola. Anitin Chola, please, what should I do under such situation? They will share their wisdom. So all of us, in the pursuit of the engaging in the welfare of others, we are bound to meet with difficulties. If you don't know what that is like, ask Sneha. Sneha, she started this universal ethics study group, Hyderabad. And no doubt obstacles are bound to be there. And she's been supported by her two amazing parents and sister. And how she with such a sense of resilience, she continued. So likewise, Ajitinjala, what she's doing, Ajitinjala, what they're doing, and then we have Ajit Kamalji there. So Kamalji, you don't know Kamalji. She started the Dorji Center in Chandigarh, and now starting His Holiness the Dalai's chair in Punjab University. She single-handedly made this happen. So what I'm saying is that there are so many people in their own capacity doing good things. So when you do good things, you're bound to meet with difficulties and challenges. When you do meet with the challenges, learn how to be patient. Learn how to build the power of the resilience. Always seek the help and advice of the compassionate guides. Okay, 27. For the Bodhisattva who seeks the wealth of virtues, every perpetrator of harm, you're bound to meet with harms or challenges. And these people who create harms or challenges to you is like a precious treasure. Precious treasure, because with challenges, then you grow. Without challenge, you will never grow. You remember it last time I talked about the Muhammad Ali. Who's Muhammad Ali? Hey, Sirim Pamela. Legendary boxer, not just a boxer. Legendary boxer. So what we said is that if you want to be a legendary boxer, who should be your coach? Your mother? Your mother. If you keep your mother as your coach, then you can never become a legendary boxer, because your mother will only give a punch like this. This will never make you a legendary boxer. She'll never give hard punches. Those people who give you hard punches, These will teach you how to stop the hard punches. Only then you can become the legendary boxers. So these people who create problem to you when you're engaging in the virtues, when you're engaging well for others, these people are actually giving the hard punches for you to become legendary boxer. So they should be seen as you amazingly precious the guide or coach. So every perpetrator of harm is like a precious treasure. Therefore, without feeling irritation towards any, to cultivate patience, to cultivate resilience, is the practice of a bodhisattva. 28. Now, the next is joyous effort. Joyous effort. When we engage in virtues, when we engage virtues, good things, if there's no joy, it's so difficult. If there's no joy in doing any work, if you have joy, then the work that you're doing is going to be just flare up. It's just going to be so successful. To share with you what it's like, I have my personal experience. I have to share this anecdote. Once I came from my time in Cambridge University. After my time in Cambridge University, I came back to India. Then I started to teach the students from Emory University in America. From America, they came to India to take one course, one semester, and I was assigned to teach philosophy to them. So while doing that, it was done in Sada College. How many of you Sada College, Mr. How many of you know Sada College? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So it was in Sada College in Dharamsala. And in fact, while I was pursuing my studies to do my Geshe degree, I made a commitment to forget my English. I made a commitment to forget my English. Because English opens up the gate to the world, because of which I will then neglect my Dharma studies and practice. So I just tried to forget my English. And what happened was that and then on top of that, not only that I wanted to forget my English, I also didn't want to teach English to anybody. Then, after coming back and then of course you will ask me, then why did you go to Cambridge? I know you will ask this question. So it's not that I went there, I was pushed. Okay, I'm not going to go into this. So, coming back, then I was asked to teach the Emory students from Emory University, USA, for one semester. Then in between, there was my classmate, a monk, a classmate, and who also happened to be the same area. And we are very good friends also, not only classmate, but good friends. And he asked me, Geshe, can you teach me English? So what was my promise? Not to teach English. It's a waste of my time. He's my friend, my classmate and friend. I cannot say no. If I say no, it's so rude. All these many years being classmates, very close friends, suddenly to say no. Then I said, reluctantly, okay. He sensed it. Then I told him, can we do half an hour? Half an hour, listen. He said, okay. Then half an hour. Half an hour is like eons. Time doesn't pass. Usually the second hand moves like take. But this time it's not like take, it's like take. Even the time doesn't flow. Then it's possible that we can do on alternate days. Then he said, yes, alternate days means I don't do it every day. One day I'll be free. And then the alternate days also, the moment the day comes, my mind is so clouded, so heavy. Again, the time stands still, take, time doesn't flow. Instead, the time flows so fast before he comes. And suddenly he comes and time stand still, take. Then I requested, if 15 minutes also okay. 15 minutes instead of half an hour. He said, yes, okay. Then 15 minutes on the alternate days. Then the 15 minutes, even the 15 minutes, still my mind, there's deep heaviness there. Deep heaviness. I don't have energy to go. And then the time of our class hits, I disappear. After a few minutes, and then I come back. Then he would say, Geshe, where are you? Oh, I'm sorry, I went somewhere. And he knew that I was not interested. Suddenly he also gave up. Okay, why I said this? Okay, joy is effort. Whatever we do, if you don't have joy, the work will not be successful. So, for non-virtuous, make sure that there's no joy. For the virtues, make sure that there's joy. Then this joy will make you flow. With effortlessly, it will make you flow. So finally, to become Buddha, your mind must flow with, because to attain Buddha is not very easy. To make sure that your Buddha nature, to manifest fully, that you experience fearlessness and total infinite happiness. It's not an easy task. For that, you have to practice the virtues so diligently that with incredibly great strength of the joy. So that is known as number 28. Number 28, the joyous effort or enthusiasm. It has multiple translations. The translation words: joyous effort, enthusiasm, perseverance. At least these 4 words are there: joyous effort, perseverance, and enthusiasm. So, what is joyous effort? Finding joy in virtue. Zunduk in Tibetan, Zundu. Zundu means finding joy in virtue. Okay, 28. If Sharvakas and Pradik Buddhas, Sharvakas in Tibetan is Nyentu, Pradik Buddhas is Rangil, Nyentu, Rangil. If Sharvakas and Pradik Buddhas, they are those who seek personal liberation. Sharvakas and Pradik Buddhas are those beings who seek personal liberation, where the Bodhisattvas are those who seek Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. This is the difference. If Sharvakas and Pradik Buddhas who strive for their own benefit alone exert efforts as if to distinguish the fire burning on their heads, amount of enthusiasm so great that there's a sense of great urgency in them that every effort they put in, there's a tremendous joy there. To cultivate joyous effort, the wellspring of the positive qualities is the practice of Bodhisattva. So any virtue that you engage in, if you do that with joyous effort, then it becomes a wellspring of the virtues, wellspring of the positive qualities. So the advice is that, any advice given here is that when we engage in virtues, make sure that there's an element of joy within us. For example, Sneha, you're conducting this, whenever she goes out, her major concern is what will happen to the study group. This is how she feels joy to assess, to make this the group grow. So likewise, I'm sure Ajit, when she leaves Arunachal and comes to Delhi, her mind is after the school, what the school must be, how they are successfully been doing, and so forth. So this is known as joyous effort. Feel joy into virtues. That will make your virtues grow so profusely. 29. Okay, now let us say that finally, let's say that your mind. Okay, so it was 12:44. Okay, we'll stop here. Tiyatavam gati gati paragati parasam gati bodhisvatyata om gati gati paragati Arasam gate bodhisvatyata om gate gate paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Oh, there's a question here from Padma. Who's Padma? Okay, oh, thank you. There's a question. Question is very good. Can we be free from the past life karma by practicing any religion? That's very true. Yes, the see the sufferings that we experience at the moment, they're all the results of the previous negative karmas. How many such negative karmas are there? Innumerable karmas are there. The metaphor that I gave in the class is millions of arrows of negative karmas are flying in the air, and they can hit us anytime. So, is there a way by which to stop these, purify these negative karmas? Answer is yes. This is what is known as the four powers of the purification. The four powers for purification. The topshi, the four powers of purification. The first one is the power of the basis, the power of the basis. Number two, the power of regret. Number three, the power of antidote. Number four, the power of not relapsing to the negativities. One, the power of the basis. Number two, the power of the regret. Number three, the power of antidote. And number four, the power of not relapsing to the negativities or not relapsing of the negativities. So the power of the basis means that the first one is when we engage negative karmas, how we negative with whom? With this, with the connect with related to what we accumulate negative karma usually is related to either the enlightened beings or the sentient beings. So, with respect to enlightened beings, negative karma those related to enlightened beings, we practice refuge. With respect to accumulating negative karmas associated with the sentient beings, we practice bodhicitta. So, refuge and bodhicitta is the first practice. That is a part of the basis. First one is tengutop. Tengutop. Second one is the suinjimbetop. That is the number two. That's a part of the regret. The negatives that we done, we should not just take it lightly. Instead, we have to mentally have a regret. That only when you have a regret, whatever you do is going to be very effective to purify the negative karmas. So number two is the regret. Number three is the power of the antidote. Whatever thing that you do, like reciting mantra, and the studying emptiness, or practicing bodhicitta, and so forth, whatever you do, for example, the morning recitations done by this beautiful recitation done by this Anilas. This is very, very, very beautiful. For the light offerings, also for this Aritara praise, which they did, is just amazing. So these all will fall in the category of the antidote, the power of the antidote. And finally, the power of not relapsing to the negativities, which means that you have to make a commitment that I will henceforth I will never engage in negativities ever again. You have to make a very strong resolve. That is the power of not relapsing to the negativities. So these are four powers. Okay, like this, if you have any more questions, I'll be happy to address. Please leave them on my table. Losala, you have something related to a different question? If different question, leave it on my table. Okay, we stop here with three prostrations.
So, as I've announced yesterday, today's meal will be from Miss Tringlamula, the local MLA of Lumla, and mother of Tenzin Ramala, who's right there, and she's also she also have an NGO named Yuwa.